My name is Addison Nichols, and I'm a weather officer stationed at Hurlburt Field here in northwestern Florida. Today, we'll be talking about weather, and what weather is, all the different types of weather, and important topics here in Florida. Meteorology is the study of weather, all the air around us, what it can do, what it is, and how we can predict it. So there's a lot of different tools that meteorologists use, specifically satellite, radar, numerical weather prediction using computers, and then as the Air Force, we use field equipment when we are out in the field to be able to observe weather and let our troops in the field know all the different weather conditions that will impact operations. So satellite, we use satellite to observe the world 360 degrees, 24/7. All different manners of weather satellites. Satellites that orbit the Earth in a north-south orientation around the poles. We also have satellites that orbit the Earth from an east to west direction. We have different weather satellites viewing each part of the world, being able to look at all the different aspects of ongoing weather, viewing clouds, storms, and any and all manner of weather phenomena. Another tool that meteorologists use is radar. Radar is similar to sonar, which ships use to view the ocean around them, to detect objects. Radar uses a similar method in that we ping the air around us to try and understand what is going on in the atmosphere. Everything from large storms like hurricanes and severe thunderstorms, all the way down to small objects like dust or even bugs and birds. We use all of that data from satellite and from radar and ingest it into computers, and we use these computers to create forecast models. Now these models are essentially a way that we use to predict what will happen in the future. Now the Kestrel observes all your basic weather parameters: temperature, dew point temperature, airspeed, pressure, and things of that nature. So you guys will see here at wind speed. Now usually we get out to an exposed place like this, they take the reading, and right now it looks like the wind coming off the beach is approximately 3 to 4 knots. Now knots is a little different. You're used to hearing miles per hour. Knots is simply a shortened term for nautical mile, which is a little bit longer than a mile and is used extensively in shipping and aviation. And that is what we as meteorologists use on a daily basis. Hurricanes are large, rotating storms that form over warm, tropical waters. They have very high wind speeds, and more developed hurricanes have what many people call an eye. Now, the size of these storms can range all the way up to 1,400 miles, which is about the distance from Dallas to New York City. And such a storm was recorded out in the Pacific. Pacific hurricanes are called typhoons, and this particular typhoon was one of the strongest storms ever recorded. Lightning is essentially a bolt of electricity that forms within a thunderstorm and connect from one cloud to another cloud or from cloud to ground. Now many people have seen lightning. They know a lot of what it looks like and all of the things associated with it, but a bolt of lightning has been registered up to 40,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 4 times hotter than the surface of the sun. Now, when a bolt of lightning occurs, that heat expands, heats the air rapidly and expands it. So much so that it creates a sonic boom, or what many of us call thunder. Now, a lot of folks believe that lightning can't strike in the same place twice, but that's not true. Lightning strikes in the same place quite commonly. As a matter of fact, the Empire State Building in New York City has been struck 23 times on average each year. So I've wanted to be a meteorologist all my life. I love fun weather facts. A couple of the ones that I like to tell people here in Florida, a lot of people don't really consider winter to be all that bad, and it's true. Winter here is very, very mild. However, there was one instance all the way back in 1899 in Tallahassee where the temperature dropped below zero, -2 degrees. And if you're still wondering whether Florida is a good vacation spot or not, that -2 degrees is the only time in history that the temperature has ever dropped below zero here in the state of Florida. You also might have heard that in Australia, when you flush the toilet, it spins the opposite direction. Now, that's not true on a small scale like toilet, but on a large scale, it is true in fact. Hurricanes in the southern hemisphere do actually spin the opposite direction. It is true. Now, a lot of people don't know exactly how many seconds it is between a flash and the roar of the thunder. So a real simple method is count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, about that kind of pace. 5 Mississippis is 1 mile away, so as soon as you see a flash of lightning, count. If you get to 5 Mississippi and you hear a roar of thunder, that lightning is 1 mile away. So work with that. If you see a flash of lightning and you hear thunder immediately, make sure you find cover, make sure you're indoors. Well, I hope you found everything useful. Thanks for joining us and joining me in talking about the weather. And remember, stay cool, kids.